We're number one.
Jimmy is being a cheap ass. You know, I'm like, damn.
You heard it here first. Joe
Right,
Rogan
right,
listens
Joe Rogan.
to our podcast first.
Right, we're the best. You know, they say people that cuss are more honest. So I'm an honest motherfucker. Put the fish away, Reggie.
It don't even hurt to give birth anymore.
Not for me.
Nothing to it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Come on. I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to do it.
I wear them. I got one on right now. You want to see?
Jimmy and Geek. Madhouse Bar Talks, baby.
That is a bunch of shit, if you ask me. That ain't make no sense.
Morning.
Morning.
I hope we're coming through okay. I did some adjusting to the microphone because it keeps coming out too low. And like YouTube and stuff, it comes out okay when we do the audio recording of it because that gets digitally mastered or whatever. So I'm trying to get it where it records in actually loud and plenty where people can hear us. Mostly because you don't talk loud enough.
Oh, yeah, it's me.
So how'd your week go?
Just work.
Just work? That's it?
Pretty much.
None of this rain got to you, slowed you down?
Mm-mm.
Man, it's been raining.
They sent us home a couple times early, but that's concrete business.
Yeah. That rain, they came in and that hurricane was a pretty big hurricane coming in. They got towns shut down now, bridges out, dams breaking. Like, that's crazy. Deep in, too, like North Carolina.
Look at I pulled my, weekends I try to do a couple lawns. I pulled it out, threw everything together. It was like, it ain't supposed to rain till 5. Man, I didn't make it around. I started pulling it off the trailer to go cut. It started pouring up. Yeah, I was like, damn.
I know. It started pouring at the house, and me and Amanda were there, and I was like, Edo just got off the phone to go cut grass. I was like, yeah, that ain't happening.
It got me. I just did it anyways. I was like, I'm already wet.
Did it start up for you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I just did 2 of them, and then I went home.
So yesterday was a big, Dylan for his football was a big deal because they were playing the 2 teams. They were the 2 undefeated teams. But Dylan's team had given up 1 touchdown, and the other team hadn't given up any. But we've scored a lot more points. So it was like, this was going to be a good game, And that's why my voice is so raspy, just yelling, getting excited. They killed it though. They scored 3 touchdowns on them. Yeah, oh yeah, they won 3. They got 3, and then one of them they did get a touchdown. One of them, but again, those refs weren't calling the holdings, which was ticking me off. I mean, really ticking me off. But Coach Amanda said,
song. Tick me off.
Amanda said the coach yelled at me. I didn't even notice. I was so irate. I mean, it was just pissing me off. Like, literally, the only time they were getting away with anything was holding calls.
What did Coach say to you?
I don't know. Amanda said he said something like, no, Jim, no, or something like that. I didn't even hear him. I was so irate and in my own zone.
Coach is kind of a big dick.
I mean, it's exciting, man. That's exciting stuff when you're watching them play like that and they're playing so good. You know what I mean? And that's the game. Like, probably the championship of this year will probably be it'll be Ridgeville and Midview. Probably would be my guess. So it was pretty exciting. It was pretty wild. Not as fun as that flag game 2 years ago in the mud, but it was up there. It was a pretty good game. We didn't win the one in the mud, but it was still a really good game. That was one in the double overtime and everything. Yeah, that hurricane, though, was leaving. That's the remnants that were coming when you were talking about going to cut grass. Same thing with during when he was playing football. It was drizzling a little bit on us and stuff like that. It didn't get bad. They were talking about we were going to have, these big windstorms and stuff. We didn't get anything like that here. Not in this area, but man, some of that stuff.
I looked at some of that damage. I said, damn.
Yeah, that Ashbury or whatever, that town's basically isolated. Every bridge going into town has been wiped out, and they're just isolated now. It's wild. And then, what was that one in North Carolina? Keep forgetting what the name of that one. The dam broke.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. It's scary. That's one thing good about Ohio. Like we tornadoes is our big fear, really. We don't have to worry about hurricanes and earthquakes too much. I mean, either there has been a couple earthquakes, always in Lake County too. Is there like a fault line down there or something?
I don't know.
Seems like always.
Morning.
Who's that? Johnny Newman.
Yep.
So, I guess we'll get into the. Well, you know what I wanted to talk to you about? Have you heard of this Rogel, the trucker in Denver?
Mm.
You haven't heard about this guy? His brakes went out. The truck driver. His brakes went out, and he plows into these cars. The cars blow up, kills 4 people. They sentenced him to 110 years.
There's got to be more to it.
The only thing that their only argument was that there was a what do you call those things? Those ramps? You know how when you're going downhill, they have that like ramp up the hill.
Ramp off. Yeah.
Yeah, that there was one right before that he could have tried out. But it's like, what if he didn't check his brakes then? I mean, is that 110 years?
Man, I don't know. There, like I said, there's got to be more to it. They probably found something in the system or something. No?
It's not what it says. No.
I don't know. I don't see. That's just an accident. What the hell?
There's a bunch of people protesting it, but I mean, they sentenced him 110 years. But there's a bunch of, and the judge is going, there's nothing I could do about it. That's what the precedence is set. That's what it is. It's like, I don't think you could get me to drive a truck now, ever. If that's the possibility that like the brakes fail and I got to go to a prison for 110 years.
I don't know. That to me, it's got to be more to it.
I don't think so. Google it and look at it and see what I'm talking about. It's Justice for Rogel. It's like spelled like it looks like Rogel is what the whole thing is. And it's literally the brakes failed in his truck and he just took them out.
I don't know, man. I might have to see if you got any more cook positions open.
I mean, right? I mean, 110 years. There's not much worth 110 years.
No, I don't know.
That don't seem right for a guy that's just working. It don't seem right. And I don't know if it was his equipment though either. That I don't know.
Either way, an accident's an accident.
Well, but it'd be worse, I think, if you get 110 years and you're driving somebody. It's like when you were working for a terminal and you quit because they wouldn't fix the brakes, remember?
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine you go to prison and they wouldn't fix the brakes?
Yeah, but that would have been my choice to drive it. You know what I'm saying?
I get it, but some people don't have that choice. Rents do. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky. Your house is paid for. You don't overextend yourself. I mean, but a lot of guys are out there, you know, they got a family and they're living paycheck to paycheck and they don't have a choice. They're just going to drive that truck.
Yeah, I just did it just to do it, but I don't know. If I thought about it now, I'd be like, no, I ain't driving it.
You did then.
I know. But no, a week I drove it like that.
Oh, you did drive it for a
Yeah.
week? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought as soon as you noticed it. Well, I guess I knew it was a couple days, and then you're just like, no, this is too much. It's too bad.
Right.
Yeah, I seen that, and that's the first thing I thought about was you in terminal. Like that's crazy, dude.
That was the first time I quit there.
But he was like a foreigner. You know how these foreigners are always like now that all the truckers seem to be foreigners for some reason. Like the over the road truckers look like foreigners, and he's a foreigner. I don't. So I'm assuming I assume it's his truck. I would imagine. For some reason, I think that I didn't delve into it enough to say one way or the other. But that's kind of crazy, dude. 110 years and you're just driving for. I mean, that's just scary to me, man. Screw that.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be more than that.
Nothing that I saw. Everything last night that I saw is basically it was negligence to go up that ramp is the only thing they're saying. Like that ramp was there for you. You could have used that. But I mean, what if he didn't hit the brakes before then? You know, like I don't know how far the ramp was. I don't know any of that. You know what I mean? Like, is that if you're an over the road trucker and you see one of those, are you supposed to test your brakes real quick before you pass it?
I don't know. I don't do over the road.
Yeah, but you took the classes, right?
remember that shit. That shit was over 20 years ago.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? That's the worst thing. So now you got truck drivers that don't remember any of that shit. Yeah. And then now, okay, as I brought this up yesterday, because I know of people that I know people that go to college right now, and they use that ChatGPT or AI stuff to do all their homework.
Yeah, it's like,
dude, in 10 years from now, your doctor, that's how he got through school. Your doctor used ChatGPT to go through school. You better pray that you pick the doctor that, you know what I mean? You better pray that your doctor was somebody who gave a shit and actually paid attention in class and didn't ChatGPT it. Because if I'm going to college, I'm ChatGPTing, and I know I am. I'm that person 100%. I know I am. Especially if you're away at college, like there's a party going on, you got to do a whole report, or you can just upload it into this freaking thing and get all the answers and be done and partying.
That's going to be, like, maybe right now you could probably get away with it, but don't you think you're going to put some things where it's going to block that? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, I guess somewhere along the way they better, because we can't have doctors that took. Yeah, I mean, seriously, we can't. We can't have doctors that did reports with ChatGPT. We can't do this.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It'll be monitored or something.
I don't know how you monitor it though. I don't know. Jimmy Asif said he thinks it's a lack of maintenance. Maybe because he didn't do his maintenance, but still 110 years, dude. I mean, 110 years is the part that sticks me. Like I guess if you want to say maintenance and you want to say 5 years or something, it's still a lot, in my opinion, for going to work one day and making a mistake. I mean, but 110 years? I mean, a doctor will kill somebody on a table and he gets sued. Right. His insurance
and goes
pays
back
it,
to work the next day.
And goes back to work the next day. And this truck driver, I'm sure had insurance. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he got sued. I'm not saying he didn't deserve that. But why did he have to go to jail at all, let alone 110 years?
That's why I say there's more to it. It's gotta be.
They're saying that. That's all they're saying is he should have used that ramp. Dude, I'm telling you, that's what it says.
Maybe he said
it's in Denver. It's in Denver.
Well, maybe he said that he lost his brakes before that ramp.
I guess. I still don't. I mean, that's just like.
But you're in a panic mode. You're trying to control this fucking machine going down the road, and you ain't looking like, where's the next off ramp? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Somebody caught it. Like somebody was live streaming in their car in the lane right here, and it happened right here next to him. So he's live streaming in his car for whatever reason. I don't know, just live streaming. However, for whatever reason he was doing it. And he comes barrel, dude. He's flying. He's probably doing every bit of 50, probably coming into a red light, basically. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It is scary to be a driver at that point, but
that's just, to me, I don't understand how we hold. Because how long were you in truck driving school?
I think 6 weeks.
6 weeks. So you went to school for a whole 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Like the whole time, like full time, 40 hours?
Yeah, it was like that.
Like 40 hours for 6 weeks?
Yeah.
A doctor goes for like 8 to 10 years and doesn't have to go to jail when he fucks up. I mean, I mean, that's just like, how does that make sense? Please make that make sense to me. I mean, yeah, make that make sense. I mean, if he accidentally kills somebody, gets sued, and he still has his job, I guess he can lose his license, but he doesn't go to jail or prison.
That's why I keep saying it had to be more than that. You know,
like
he must have not.
I thought the same thing, but I can't find it.
Might have not have took his little rest period. You know, the 8 hours. He might have not have.
But either way, that's still, the doctors are the same thing. They're malpractice. That's what you're talking about, is basically malpractice of driving a truck that you went to school for 6 weeks for. Compared to a doctor that went 8 to 10 years. and all he can get is suit. He's not in prison, and this guy is. That
Oh,
doesn't
I'm
make
not saying
sense
it's
to me.
right, but I'm just trying to figure out why they would give him that much. I don't understand.
I mean, it don't matter what it is. Even if you had, I mean, the only thing I would say is a DUI, but I still wouldn't see that would be 110 years for a DUI. I mean, but if it was a DUI, yeah, maybe that would be, or any kind of drugs of any sort, I guess. But
some stuff needs to be changed on them laws on the truck drivers. Like, how is it? You're supposed to do your pre-trip inspection, but there's stuff that we ain't mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we supposed to know some of that stuff? You know, you're supposed to check lugs and make sure all that's tight and that. I get that, but.
yeah, there's certain things that they like, because I know with us, like when we run like scissor lifts and stuff like that, we all have lift cards that they went through and told us that we're supposed to check this, check that.
Yeah, but if something else goes out on it that's not in the card, or you're not, experienced, you ain't a mechanic.
Yeah, how would you know if the brake lines are strong or
right? Well,
I mean, how would you know that? You would have to like pressure test them or something, right?
Those are opposite. Brakes work opposite on a truck. The air pressure holds them open.
Really?
Yeah.
So then what? How does it not work then? It should just close up then if there's no air pressure.
Yeah, but if it's hot and they're just going by it. You know what I'm saying? Like the brakes they're on, but it's already hot and it's just going. It's not locking it, or you're going too fast. You got them too heated up.
Huh.
But the air, when you build up the air pressure, it opens up the brakes. So when you hit the brakes, it releases air pressure and it makes them go in. That's how the brakes work on a semi. It's different.
Huh. Well, all I know is I don't find it to be fair. It does not seem like it
I don't think he's going to do that. On his appeal, he'll probably win.
Like I said, there's a bunch of people. There's like, I think they said 3 or 4 million signatures on it.
Yeah.
Trying to, like a petition basically for it. But yeah, that's crazy to me. I was like, who the hell would be a truck driver? That doesn't make any sense to me. No way in hell would I do that.
Nah. That's like a guy we was driving with years ago. He was in a concrete truck and he went to an off ramp. His brakes went out. He went straight through, hit a pole, hit a car, all kinds of shit.
Did anybody die?
No, but I don't even think he got in trouble. He was driving a couple months later. He got some shit, but you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, obviously Denver or Colorado's state laws are different than Ohio's state laws too, but I mean, it just
plus
seems
he killed
extreme.
somebody,
Well, yeah, but even if you killed somebody, still, I mean, if you get in a car accident and it kills somebody, I still don't understand it. I still don't understand unless you're under the influence or something like that, or I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand where it would be, I don't understand how that could be the thing. But I mean, I get it for the 4 people that died. Yeah, you feel bad that they died, but I just don't understand how a doctor's malpractice doesn't land him in prison, but it does for, for a truck driver. I mean, unless he was purposely trying to do it. Like if he was driving his truck through a crowd, you know what I mean, using it as a weapon. Okay, then all right, then 110 years. But because it didn't stop at a red light, now okay, now I don't feel like that's just or the same thing.
Right.
Pretty wild to me though, and it made me want, because the first thing I thought about was you when you wouldn't drive the truck for terminal. I remember you're like, nope, not doing it. They ain't fixed it, and I ain't doing it no more.
Yeah, and then when I went back, he said, "What was the reason why you left last time? Missing days?" I said, "Hell no." I said, "Because you wouldn't fix them damn brakes."
Oh, he tried to put it on like he got rid of you or something?
Yeah. He goes, "What was the reason why we let you go last time?" I said, "You let me go. I quit." I said, "You wouldn't fix them brakes." And then he's like, "Oh."
No, I remember a couple days of you telling me, "Now I can't keep driving this truck." I remember you telling me, and then all of a sudden you're just like, "Yeah, he ain't fixing it. I ain't staying. Fuck that."
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess I can't blame you, but like I said, some people don't have that option. I mean, your mortgage is due, your car payments due.
Right.
Like you'll start losing your shit because they're not fixing their truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still, you know what? Sometimes it's better just to walk away and do something else. Even if your rent's due, there's another opportunity for you.
There could be, but people don't see it that way.
I know people are. they're scared to take chances. I ain't scared to take a chance. I don't care.
Yeah, but they, I mean, people keep their jobs. A lot of people are like that. They'll just keep their job.
Maybe that's my problem.
That's what I always appreciated about being a carpenter. Like, I can always go to work somewhere. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, Ford workers or whatever, like, their job was always, like, just to there. That's it.
Right.
They're done. You know what I mean? That's it. Like, if that job, they got to go look for another job, and they're just not a bunch of jobs paying that same amount of money.
Right. As a carpenter, you could go and
make the same thing.
Yeah, and doing a different job, but you know what I mean? Like, it's flexible. Like, you could do different stuff.
You can, but most of my career has been mostly just the metal studs, drop ceilings. That's it. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now at Cleveland Catholic.
Yeah, but if you had to, you could adapt to finished carpentry. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to.
I've done it here and there, but it's not my
right.
Not my
That's
forte.
what I'm saying. You can.
I can, but I'm worth the most money on drop ceilings and metal studs for sure, no question. And I mean, that's just
but what I'm saying is, you could go into roofing and you could do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You could go into wood framing if you had to. It's
no, yeah, I can, but it's just not. It just doesn't. I never did that stuff because it's not what I came up on. I mean, to other guys, they get into metal studs and it doesn't make sense to them like wood does to them or whatever. But and then there's some people that want to use metal where they shouldn't even be using metal. Right. You know what I mean? Because they don't understand
I've done that
it.
once or twice.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
That happens quite a bit. People like that are like from the metal stud. They try to use it and they don't.
Everybody went over there to help Randy he put that shed up. That shit was funny.
I wasn't there for that.
Oh
I
my
don't know
God,
nothing about
that was hilarious.
The one in his backyard? Mm-hmm. I remember it being done, but I wasn't there for that, no.
Kept taking like scrap metals where it was long enough to make, for what he needed. And that's what it was made out of, steel framing.
Oh, was it all metal stuff?
That shit was funny.
He still got that shed.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
That was a nice shed. We put an extension on this side, the middle. It looked like a barn. And he had every, like, journeyman carpenters over there doing this shit, just drinking beers and
just kicking it.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's funny. That's him. He likes to party and hang out. That's his one of his what do you call it? One of his gifts in life is hanging out and partying.
Oh, he's a people person for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Always has been. So I was watching an interview with your boy.
My boy.
Your boy. Yeah. Yeah, the Trump's buddy over there. Trump's buddy that he's bringing in, Bobby Kennedy Jr. Mm. And I was watching it, and I was wanting to show it to you. I don't know if it'll come across here. I wanted you to hear it. And I actually was waiting for now because I wanted you to hear it. It takes a little while because he dives pretty good into it. But I wanted to see what you thought of it. And because it's everything you've been saying. You know what I mean?
I say a lot. What are you talking about?
Innocently put into their bodies these days, and most alarmingly, into the bodies of their children. And it's no coincidence that Americans die earlier than Canadians or Germans or Italians or Japanese or Koreans or Australians or most any other comparable country. And it wasn't always that way. Until the early 1990s, our life expectancy was the same or better than other developed countries. Then suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. Our maternal mortality rate soared to the highest of any developed country on earth. Same with infant mortality. Like the frog in the slowly boiling water, we didn't really notice as we got sicker and sicker. We've grown now to accept chronic disease conditions as normal. But now, in 2024, we're finally waking up to this cataclysm, and we're asking ourselves, how in the world did this happen? Well, a big part of it is our diet. Restaurants that serve contaminated food are fined or shut down. But when it's the government that approves the poisons in our food, a few people get very, very rich, and the toxins end up in every supermarket aisle. Let me show you what I mean. Doritos, Cheez-Its, Cap'n Crunch, gummy bears. Everyone knows that these are junk foods, so maybe you wouldn't be too surprised to see that the ingredients include a lot of poisons, including a harmful yellow dye called tatrazine, or yellow dye number 5. What you may not know is that this dye was originally made out of the sludge that's left over when you turn coal into coke for blast.
Seriously? Right?
Yeah, well, they said that red dye was made out of, it still might be made out of bugs, crushed up bugs.
Listen, keep going. He keeps going.
It's called coal tar, and I've actually sued many big industries for legacy contamination of coal tar all around the country because it's so toxic and it's so harmful to the environment and human beings. A century ago, it was just an obnoxious industrial byproduct that everybody was trying to figure out ways to get rid of. One of the ways that they did that was by paving roads. But then a British chemist figured out that the coal tar could be used to derive fabric dye. And if fabric dye, why not food? Food manufacturers began using it to cover up the discoloration of low-quality foods that they wanted to pass off on unsuspecting customers. They didn't know back then that this yellow dye, tartrazine, causes tumors, asthma, developmental delays, neurological damage, ADD, ADHD, hormone disruption, gene damage, anxiety, depression, intestinal injuries. Well, we know it now. We've known this for decades. That's why tartrazine is heavily restricted in other countries. In some countries, foods with tartrazine have a warning label that it may cause ADHD in children. Today, it's made from petroleum, not coal tar. Either way, it's crazy to add this to your kids' favorite foods. It doesn't even change the flavor. This yellow dye isn't just in junk food. It's in the foods that we consider healthy. It's in everyday kids' snacks like popcorn, mac and cheese, fruit snacks. It's in sports drinks like Gatorade and so-called vitamin water. It's even added to chicken broth, to corn, to pickles, to mustard, and to yogurt. And so, of course, our kids get sick. And we lovingly feed them chewable.
This right here is the most saying. Like what he says right now is what really blows your mind right here. Like the thought process behind it.
Vitamins which have, surprise, tartrazine. And so the cycle continues until the coughs and asthma kick in, at which point you go to pick up some cough syrup. And yeah, you guessed it, tartrazine. I've been picking on tartrazine today, but that's just one of at least 100 chemical poisons that our health agencies allow into our children's food. I can make a video just like this to talk about Red 40, BHA, BHD, potassium bromate, chemical after chemical, and on and on and on. If just one of them can cause all of these problems, imagine what they're doing in combination. That's never been studied. If we took all of these chemicals out, our nation would get healthier immediately. We'd have few.
And the thing that's crazy is they were saying that, like, literally, if you buy Fruit Loops in Canada,
it's one color.
Well, they're at least they don't have the bright, beautiful coloring that we have here. But yeah, I think they might even be one color. You might be right about that. Mm-hmm. And like gummy bears, like that, because that's like every parent out there is giving their kids like gummy bears.
They're like, why are the colors so bright?
Yeah.
Or why are you even selling them like that? Because the kids want them because they want this one instead.
Yeah, and they're killing them. Dude, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah, you always thought your cold cereals in the morning were healthy for you. They're not.
You didn't know it was being. You didn't know they were putting it out of petroleum byproducts. Right. Like, come on, how does that even make sense?
Well, they said, what was the one on fluoride was supposed to be a byproduct for something, and they didn't know what to do with it, so they made it sound like it was good for your teeth. It's not.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing that everywhere too. That fluoride is one of the worst things now. Yeah. I guess they're saying. And remember in school when we were kids, they made us put the fluoride in, every day.
That was.
Every
crazy.
Morning in homeroom or whatever, we'd have to do it.
Fluoride is like a byproduct for, I can't remember what it was. And they was like, what are we going to do with all this shit? And they was like, put it in toothpaste and stuff like that.
That's insane.
And there's no...
But what's crazy is it's only America doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's crazy. Canada is right across the border, and they're not doing that. No, they're making it illegal. I mean, in your chicken broth, your gummy bears. I mean, those gummy bears. I mean, that to a parent today, you know, I mean, it's perfect. You get to give vitamins to your kids. You're doing a good thing for them.
Yeah.
And here you're giving them poison?
Right.
I mean, what in the hell? It's just, oh, man, that's crazy to me. That blows my mind.
And that's like all these parents, you know, both of them work and stuff. So you try to find fast foods that are healthy to feed your kids, you know? So you're buying them trash.
Every kid, it's hard to get them to eat, like, healthy. It just is. And parents, I mean, that's what they want to do. They want to make sure their kids eat healthy. But, I mean, I didn't eat healthy as a kid, and I was as physically, as a kid, you're physically fit, period. You're growing, you're running, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter as much when you're a kid. And the parents spend all this time worrying about it. Meanwhile, you're putting poison in your kid, thinking you're trying to help out, make things better. You'd be better off to just let them go.
Yeah.
That's wild to me. I didn't realize that it was so extreme. I know you brought it up, and I remember because didn't they, like, for a long time you couldn't have a red M&M or something, then all of a sudden they just had them again?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, it was a dye they had in it, and they changed the dye, so then they came back to it. And then instead of being cancerous, they just used bug juice or something. I don't know.
But then I was listening to Joe Rogan was saying that he had them Google it just to find out how many things it was because they were curious. And he thought it was like 1/4 of everything that the FDA approves gets unapproved within like 5 years or something like that. And he said, Google it. And you know, his guy in the back, like, we need one of those guys.
Hey.
Yeah, that Googles it. He Googles it, and it's 1/3. It's not 1/4, it's 1/3 of it within 5 years of everything they approved. They just approve it. Yeah, 1/3 of it ends up being bad and has to come off the shelf. Like, that's crazy. What are they doing over there? I mean, what are they doing over there? That's absolutely insane. I mean, and how do you know what to eat?
You don't, because the government regulators for that, they're allowing it.
But he said they put it in your corn. How is that possible? In the canned corn? Is that what he's talking about? Like cans of corn?
It seems like they're going out of their way to put nasty shit in your food.
Because corn on the cob, dude, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I've been reading that Chaos book, dude, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it at all.
See, at first, you kept saying, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, you wonder where you become a conspiracy. When you're like a conspiracy theorist or when you're just like reading stuff and it's common sense. Up,
yeah.
I mean, you're looking at stuff like that whole thing that went on with that Chaos. I'll tell you, that's one thing that they said too. One of the studies within Chaos that the CIA had done, one of the studies with lab rats, they said.
Right.
But one of the things they did is when they confined them to a tight space and put amphetamines in them, they became murderers. They were murdering each other. And isn't that nothing but the ghettos in the 90s with the crack epidemic? Isn't that exactly what it is and exactly what happened?
I guess.
I mean, it is, right? Isn't it the same exact thing? Amphetamines, and I mean, they're calling amphetamines like speed and stuff, but isn't that the same effect of crack or coke or whatever?
I don't know.
Because when we were little, like, you always heard coke was a rich man's drug. And then crack came around, you know what I mean? And that's how the poor people were using coke, right?
Well, originally, I think it was called freebasing, right?
Yeah, Richard Pryor did that way back, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't that how he burned himself up?
Like one of the first crackheads. That's what it is. Freebasing.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
No, it is.
I don't know. But I mean, but when we were kids, though, that was the thought process was that coke was a rich man's drug. That's what you always were. Now it's not. Now it's like everybody seems to be doing it. I mean, I don't think people care about money so much anymore, though. I think people would just waste money. I don't think anybody puts money away like they should. Because these bartenders and servers at restaurants and stuff like that, they're all doing coke and stuff like that. And that I don't think like in the 80s, I don't think that was a thing. I don't think you could afford to do it back then. Although you were only getting 10% tip, not 20 now like you do now.
and the percentage of the 20% is huge.
Yeah, the 20.
Bill's
Yeah,
higher.
well, yeah, the bills are higher, but still, I mean, it was 10%, 20%.
Right.
I mean, the percentage still should have never changed. That's all I'm saying. At what point is it not going to be 50% you're giving to the servers?
Sometimes I do.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I mean, at what point will that not be this common
the standard?
Yeah, the standard. Yeah,
That's why I like when the old people come in here and leave a buck. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah, the old people. Well, I mean, because I know when I grew up, it was like you were supposed to leave 10% tip. That was the thing, was a 10% tip, and then now all of a sudden it's
25, 20.
Yeah, like 25 is considered a good tip now.
Right.
20 isn't just a tip.
Average.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
In fact, the computer, if you have a group and the tip is built in, the computer figures it at 18%. That's automatic, 18%. I think 15% is like the low end now. That's like, which used to be the good tip, was 15.
So I think it just says that we're cheap.
No. It's so that they can afford Coke.
Yeah.
We have to tip them more so that they could do Coke.
They can
Don't
still
you get
pay
it?
their bills.
Right, and do some
a
Coke.
little
Right,
Coke.
you got to
Yeah,
give.
there you
Yeah, it's Coke money is
Yeah.
what it is. It's drug money.
Oh shit, we're contributors.
Yeah, you don't even realize it. Yeah. They're
Everybody
like,
stop giving the big tips.
yeah.
You're ruining these people.
Yeah, all you're doing is giving them Coke money.
Nah, that's just joking. These girls ain't like that.
No, I'm not. I am just kidding. But I mean, it's true though. It was a time when Coke wasn't for people that didn't have tons of money.
Yeah, and people wasn't. It was like in a social event. They would powder their nose, but
Is that true? I don't know.
yeah, remember when they used to say, "I'm gonna go powder my nose"? It was either to take a dump or do a line.
I think that's what they do now, don't they? Ain't that
They
when
don't-
I see
they
them
don't
going
say
to the
they're gonna
bathroom
powder
too
their
much?
nose. Oh yeah, you know that. You know which ones they're doing.
Yeah, when you see them going to the bathroom too much, you assume that's what they're doing.
And they
I mean,
talk like they can't shut the hell up.
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
like, what the fuck?
grinding their mouths.
Yeah. Jaws looking like the hinge broke.
But I mean, I don't know. I just, yeah. But honestly, though, I mean, when you look at the crack epidemic in a crowded ghetto, that is exactly what the rat study said. It's exactly what it said would happen with the rats when they did it, and then it's humans in a you put them all in apartments.
Did you ever look up that
feed 'em
one I was
crack.
telling you about the German? Was it German or Russian?
Yeah, it was.
The sleep.
It's fake.
It's not fake.
Yeah, it is. It's deep fake. It says, yeah. Everything I see now, everything that came out said it was all fake. Yeah. There was a bunch. In fact, the article you sent me, the link you sent me, if you read all the way down, it tells you at the end that it's fake. Yeah. Every inch of it was fake. Yeah. Somebody made it up.
I think somebody put it was fake after. It's for real. I don't
Could
know.
be. Well, that's what Cat Williams said, isn't he? He said that that's your whole job is to pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or whatever he said.
You know what? I still think a lot of them people that are coming out now, I think they should be charged
What do you mean?
on like Diddy shit. They're like, yeah, I seen this and I seen that. I'm like, that's pretty much like you allowed all that shit too. You know what I'm saying? You're coming out now.
Amanda brought up a good point last night. She goes, how the hell did Cat Williams know all this shit was going to go down this year? 8 months ago, he did his interview. He said, it's all coming to light this 2024. How did he know that?
I don't know.
We started watching it, listening to the interview again last night just to try and kind of see what
Recap.
exactly, just a recap of it because, just to make sure Shannon Sharp could afford some new sneakers again, I guess. But
Or baby oil.
he didn't have baby oil, I don't think. He got them sharp pills or whatever they're called. Spark
I
pills.
don't know what the fuck. But yeah, I just think them people they're like coming out now and saying, "Oh, I seen this or I seen that." Why didn't you go to authorities and report it back then? You know, like you should be charged for that shit.
I mean, something. Yeah. I mean,
that's like if you seen a crime and and you didn't report it. That's I don't know. But they was at the parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I really don't know. I mean,
you witnessed some shit with minors and stuff, and you didn't report it.
If you don't step in, I think you do. I think there is a law against that.
So now they think it's funny because they're talking about it and shit. I'm like, you should be charged.
Because isn't that how Seinfeld ended? Like the end of Seinfeld with the last episode. Isn't that what they all went to jail because
I don't want.
They were laughing at somebody that got robbed or something instead of helping them.
Oh,
right? Is that? I think it was. I think so.
But what I'm saying is, I think then people should be charged too. Shit.
If they seen it and knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but do you know that they're unwilling?
It doesn't matter. They were minors if they were willing or not.
Oh, if you know they're minors, yeah. Are they saying they seen minors? You seen that where they actually said they seen minors?
Wasn't Justin Bieber a minor when he was involved in that shit?
I don't know. He's went religious. Did you see that?
I bet he did.
Did you see? Have you seen it?
No,
it's all over. He's singing gospel music.
Well, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, when he was a
Beautiful
young kid,
too.
When he was a young kid, he was at them parties. And other people seen him at the parties and what they was doing with him, drugging him, letting him drink and all that shit. So the people that was there should be charged too.
See, I haven't heard that. I didn't know that actually came out. I knew that Justin Bieber was with them. He was going to kick it or whatever. I seen the video with that. But I didn't know they said he was actually like, there's people witnessing him doing nefarious shit at the parties.
Well, then you got the other minors that were there. He wasn't the only minor.
No, Usher was the first one, right?
Right.
I mean, as far as we know.
What was he, 13 or something?
Yeah, he was young. He was real young.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All them people that was like, oh, yeah, I seen him doing this and that. Like, they're all coming out now, out of the woodwork. They should be charged, too.
Yeah, when you listen to that Lonely song, you feel like he was touched and he's ready to put a bullet in his head, right?
I don't know.
That song is strong, man. That's a strong song. I think, isn't that what it's called, Lonely?
Mm-hmm.
That one where he sings a cappella.
I don't know, but that boy can sing.
Oh my God, that song it's beautiful, but it's like it sounds like there's some demons in that boy. For that song to come out, that's some demon.
That was
shit.
right when the shit started coming out.
Yeah, but how did Cat Williams know all this was coming out?
Everybody knew it was coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
So he was just telling it.
I think there was a lot of people saying that shit way before Cat Williams.
And you might be wrong. People might have already turned him in. You know? It's like, wasn't that video that came out of him beating her, wasn't that like, didn't they get paid to like give up that tape or something like that?
Yeah, they should be charged too.
Yeah, we said that then when we heard that. Yeah. I mean, people might have came out, but, you know, people probably got paid. When you got billions of dollars, it's easy to pay people off.
Yeah, but for how long?
No, that's what the thing
Even
is.
if you got paid off, you should go to jail.
What do you mean?
If you're a person that's seen that stuff and you got paid off to shut up and you shut up and took the money, you should go to jail for that too.
That's fine, but not if you don't say nothing and you don't know who it is. If they never say nothing, you know what I mean? How would they know?
Yeah, but I'm saying they're coming out now.
But if you start arresting them for coming out, everybody's gonna stop coming out.
Yeah.
Be like, if I say something, I'm going to jail. I ain't doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I crazy or no? Because that's how my mind works. I'd be like, yeah, I ain't saying shit. Do you see what they did to him?
Right.
No, I mean, right or no?
Mm-hmm.
There's people that believe that Justin Bieber song is real. That
one I thought was real.
Man, if that was though.
It just came out too fast right after all that shit. I was like,
great.
man, I don't know. But people are quick, man. I swear, the one that sticks out is that little sign on that dude with that fucking fly. That shit was funny as shit.
Oh, the Pence and Kamala debate.
Oh,
yeah. That was good.
Oh, my God. What was that? A couple hours later that shit came out?
Yeah, something like that.
It
wasn't even that. I think it was maybe like a half hour.
Oh, my God. That was one of my favorites.
Bill McCoy says he wants to see the perp walk on the 6 o'clock news. Show me the handcuffs. With everybody, get them all arrested.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. They need to And you know whatever happened to Epstein shit? No list came out. No people got arrested. No nothing.
There was a partial list, but it was like a lot of names were redacted for sure.
Yeah, it's like what they just covered it all up. You know what? And half that Diddy shit is never gonna come out. Never.
I can't believe it was that bad. But I watched a Candace Owens. She did the one where she was talking about, her big thing was she was on that interview was she was talking about Kamala's grandmother's white or I don't know. She was basically saying
her grandmother
she's not
was
black
dead
at all
way
or
before
something.
the picture with her grandma.
She, but at the end of that interview or at the end of that podcast when she was on, she had some P. Diddy stuff on there. And there was an interview with the one guy and they're like, said something about, you know, P. Diddy sees that new fresh butt. He's got to have it. Or ass, whatever he said. I don't remember. And the interviewer goes, oh, so you gotta keep your girlfriends away from P. Diddy. And this was like a couple years ago. And he goes, girlfriends? He don't give a shit about your girlfriend. That's crazy to me. Like I mean, he's that gay? Like he's really that gay? And that one where he gets beat in the they're saying she escaped from a party, like one of the freak offs or whatever.
You remember that girl, what was her weird? She was the one girl that acted like she was black and she was white. And I ain't talking about the running president. I'm talking about
she was the head of the NAACP.
Who?
That lady you're talking about.
No. It was that one weird girl. Remember she was I was black and she was white as shit. You know what I'm talking about?
I think she was the head of the NAACP.
No. I know which one you're talking about. No, that's not her. That girl said she went to a party with a friend and they told her that they had to take blood. Remember I told you about that before? They wanted to take blood and she had to give up her phone and shit. She looked at it, she says, I ain't going to this party. She turned around, got back in the Uber.
You had to go to a Diddy party?
I don't know if it was a Diddy party, but it was one of them higher up parties.
You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
You had to give up your phone and give up blood?
Yeah, they wanted to prick her and get some blood from her. And she was like, hell no.
What the hell's going on at that kind of party?
I was like,
Jesus.
what the hell?
That's all blackmail shit they want to do. And they don't want you to have no proof of nothing.
I was like, wow, that's crazy. She's like, yeah, I'm good. She left.
They should, like that, it would be a good party. That's the way to have a party, take everybody's phones from them. That would be a way better party, for sure.
No, not if you're trying to, like, if you was promoting your bar, you had a big old party, or you want people to.
No, I get that, but if you're having a party with friends, you guys will have a lot more fun if you just take everybody's phone from them.
You're talking about the rudeness. Oh, hold on, I got to catch this call while you're in the middle of a conversation. Yeah.
One of the guests on one of Joe Rogan's shows, he was talking about how kids can't watch a movie today. And that's true with Dylan. Dylan, I can't get him to like, it's rare that I can get him to sit through a movie. I think maybe one I remember him ever sitting through. You just can't get him to sit through a movie. Can't get him to even watch a football game. He watches the highlights only. The highlight reels, that's it. He watches the highlight reels, that's it.
Yeah, but listen, when you're at home, I bet you look at your phone way more than you do TV.
Oh, I don't watch TV at all. I'm only on my phone.
That's horrible.
I mean, I am. I'm not saying I'm that, but
right.
But I can sit and watch a movie.
Going. That's
I
all
can
it is.
set a TV. I can set my phone down and watch a movie. These kids coming up today, that they can't relax and watch a movie no more.
Yeah, but while you're watching the movie, if that phone rings, you're going to answer it.
I'll answer it, but I'm talking about like scrolling through it or whatever.
Yeah.
But Dylan, if you take that phone from him or you take that device from him every time, he's got all the energy in the world. He can't sit still. He's just like, he can't sit still. I mean, you take the phone from him, he wants to play board games, he wants to do this, he wants to go out and play with his friends, he cannot just sit down and relax. He can't do it. I mean, it takes everything in his body. Like, he'll get up, like on the weekends. I still get up pretty early and Amanda will sleep in, and Dylan will get up sometimes a little bit before Amanda. And he'll sit there patiently trying to wait. But as soon as I'm ready to like go outside and smoke or something, it's like, can I get on my phone? You know, it's like he can't relax. And that's a bad part of, like, that's not good for I mean, you got to be able to relax and watch a movie and enjoy not per se a movie, but read a book, watch a football game. I mean, like I said, Dylan can't sit through a football game and watch it.
Yeah,
That's not good, dude.
Listen, man, when I was that age, I couldn't sit through shit either.
A football game, I could.
Hell no, I couldn't.
Oh yeah, I could have.
No. None of them sports I could have watched.
Oh, I loved sports.
Nah.
Yeah, I could have.
But see, he's probably one of the ones I like to play. He don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I guess. I watched, you know something else I did this week? I watched a video. It was, remember that shooter in, what is that, Chardon? That had killer written on his shirt when he went to court or whatever.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that when he had that written on the court in the courtroom, you thought, what a fucking asshole. What a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And then I was watching the video. This video is the interview. It's on YouTube if anybody wants to go watch it. It's an interview of him with the police right after when they arrest him and they bring him in the whatever the what do they call it? Interrogation room. There you go. They bring him in there and it's all recorded when they're sitting down and it's the video's out there. You can watch it. And he actually has a shirt on, a sweatshirt that says killer on it at that time. When he did the murders in the school, he has a shirt on that says killer at that time. And he bought it from Hot Topics. It was just a shirt at Hot Topics that they had. He just bought it at Hot Topics, which I think is bizarre and crazy that they even have that shirt. That's fucked up. But anyways, regardless, I watched the interview and you know what? He seems like a good kid when they're interviewing him.
They all do.
How? He just murdered these people, and he seems like just it's scary to me, dude. I look at it, I go, holy shit.
Right, just an average kid.
Yeah, he's just a dumb, stupid kid. And it's like they're interviewing him there, and they're like, what did you hope to achieve? He goes, I don't know. I didn't achieve nothing. I don't know what I was thinking. Literally found his uncle's gun the day before and did it.
Wow.
It's like, what in the hell? And then he goes into court with that killer on his shirt, like just total assholes out after that, clearly. You know what I mean? But you're watching the interview and it's like he's getting upset. You know what I mean? He's like, it's like, wow. How? And he said he only ever had a thought of even doing such a thing for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And coincidentally, he bought the shirt 2 weeks before that. So I think maybe he seen the shirt, thought it was cool, and then all of a sudden got the idea of it. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I don't know what it was. He didn't tell. But watching that was wild. To watch that and see him right afterwards and like how he was acting, like it just, I mean, he seemed remorseful and everything, dude. Like, I mean, yeah, I would say even remorseful. He said that he had 2 magazines with him. He shot the whole one, emptied it out, and then just ran and got out of there and didn't even. He said I think he said when he got to the one park, he took the magazine out and put another one in, but he never shot it again after that. He said he just didn't want to shoot no more. He was like I just like I'd already done too much. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense, and you ruined all these people's lives, and it's just But
you know what you need to do?
What's that?
Don't look into nothing else for 2 weeks. Just
Why?
give your head a little break. It's too much. You're getting too much in there.
Well, I can't help. I can't. When you see that, like the interview of that kid, and he was such the asshole, you know what I mean, in court with that killer written on his shirt and stuff. I mean, I can't help but click. I gotta see it. I gotta see how it is.
Try to figure stuff out in your own head. It just doesn't work. It makes it worse.
He said he thought he was going to get killed that day. He thought they would just shoot him. He didn't think he was coming out of there alive.
Wow.
That's crazy.
How old was he? 16, 15?
Something like that, yeah. 16, I think, I want to say. 16 or 17. I can't remember. Young, stupid kid. And he said he didn't even have an issue with anybody that he shot at. He didn't even know exactly who he shot at.
That's totally random.
That's what he said. He goes, and his sister was in the room. Did you know that? His sister was in the cafeteria when that happened. He was sitting with her for a minute, walked away. He said he kept walking to the bathroom because he didn't want to do it. And then finally he just did it. It's so weird, dude. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't even he was just getting ready to go to Auburn Career Center, I guess. He wasn't even going to school that day. He was going to Auburn Career Center. which is I've worked on Auburn Career Center years ago. We've done work out there. We did a record. That was where I did that recording studio where the doors broke off that I told you, because they were solid plaster doors, and they were like 3x8 double doors, and we tap conned them in real good and all this stuff, and we set them in. Went home. We set them at the end of the day. The doors. We come in the next morning, and the doors are like that, busted the whole frame, sheared like 4 tap cons off on each side, just sheared them off. It was just, the doors were just laying on the floor like that. We had to cut into the drywall and like back it with a 2x, like probably, I forget, if maybe 18 inches back, and put it to support it so it had enough strength to.
So if they still have problems with the doors, get a hold of James Tucker.
No, I was working for somebody else. I was just an apprentice at the time. You have to get a hold of J&A. Yeah, that's a J&A problem.
Hey, you remember the cool stuff they used to have in the old houses? Man, they were cool. Like the pocket doors, the
niches and stuff, like all the little like bookshelves built in.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
bookshelves, the corner curio cabinets. My favorite was the damn chute for the laundry chute. Yeah, they don't do that shit no more, man. That was cool.
They do them still.
I ain't never seen them since then.
Oh yeah, they still do them. They still do laundry chutes.
I haven't seen them.
Now they got that one that vacuums it. Have you seen that? They got one that's cool as shit. You just like throw your clothes and it just goes sucks them in. You ain't seen that? Oh, it's cool. I'll send it to you next time I see it. It's really cool.
And yeah, I just ain't seen them in these houses.
Yeah, laundry chutes.
Yeah.
We used to go down my aunt's and on the east side of Lorraine. We used to we'd go down it. We'd go down the chute. We'd have the basket down there with all the blankets and shit. And we'd just
dive.
Yep. And we'd go from the second floor all the way to the basement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd be in your bedroom, go out in the hallway and throw them in the chute, go all the way down. That was cool.
I mean, yeah. And I don't know why they stopped doing that, but they do it still sometimes.
Yeah, it's probably somebody like us be like, hey, you know what? Put a laundry chute in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of stuff they took out of houses.
I think they might be dangerous.
Well, you wouldn't make them big enough for a kid to go down.
Well, there's that. I think there's that part of it, but I think they're also like flame dangerous. Like they don't contain the flames.
That makes sense, because if they were down on the bottom, it would just shoot up to all the floors.
Yep. I think it doesn't contain the flames, I think, is one of the issues with them. I think that when they do have them, they have to have some fire rated, what do you call them? They're I forget what they call those things. They pop when it gets hot.
So it block off the air.
Yeah, they're fire doors basically, or shutters or something like that. But
it makes sense. But I'm just saying, I thought they were cool.
Yeah, they are. They still have them in a lot of the old houses.
Do you remember in the kitchens of the old houses? I'm down 28th Street and stuff. They had the ironing board in the kitchen that folded up into the wall and then it closed.
Yeah,
remember that
way you keep a woman where she belongs.
In the kitchen, barefoot. You get in trouble with that shit, boss.
You got to keep them in check.
Yeah, but that was pretty cool. It was right there in the kitchen too.
Yeah, nobody irons anymore though.
Yeah, now they got sprays and shit.
Well, you know what? I didn't realize years ago, my grandma's boyfriend after my grandfather died, she dated a guy who owned Avon Cleaners and menswear. Mm-hmm. And he was saying like that his business was like big because he had like 4 stores, I think, at one time, something like that. And they did drapes. They would drive around. They'd pick up your clothes, take them to the dry cleaners, bring them back, press them, all that stuff. He said all of a sudden when wash and wear came out, and I'm like, huh? He goes, yeah, wash and wear. Like when they started doing wash and wear, and I'm like, that's a thing? You know what I mean? I remember him telling me about it. And this was years ago. He told me about it in the 90s. But yeah, that's what killed like the ironing and all that stuff, is that apparently clothes are wash and wear now. He goes, that's just what clothes are now. He goes, but at one time they were wash and wear is what they were called, where you could actually just wash and wear them and not have to iron stuff. He goes, and then after that, eventually it went away to the, you got it in from suits and stuff, because it used to be everybody wore a suit too, right. All the time.
And the hat.
Yeah, all that stuff.
They don't do that shit no more.
No, I mean, people wear hats, but.
Yeah, like this, but not the dress hat.
Only the bald people.
I don't care about that. You're right. You got people who wear a hat and got Gallagher hair. The middle's all bald and they got hair hanging out the side, trying to act like they got hair.
Looking like a full head.
Yeah. They take it off and it's all like, woo.
Yeah, this guy knew Mark Jacoby. When I first met him, he's he may be older than me, but not by much. And I met him at maybe 19 years old, 20 years old, I guess. And we're working at that. We're building that Target in Strongsville, across from the Strongsville Mall. And we're up on the roof, and it's hot as hell up there. And he always had a baseball cap on. Looked like he had a full head of hair. And he pulled that thing off to, like, wipe the sweat off, dude.
White as hell.
He only had hair where the hat wasn't. That was the only spot he had. And I was dying. I'm like, whoa, what? I didn't say nothing, but I'm sure if he seen my face, I would have told it all.
You thought he could take it off, and you just seen this big old poof.
There wasn't shit there. I mean, he looked like Homer Simpson under that thing. Jacoby. He was a funny guy.
Nah, as soon as mine start going, I was like, I shaved it. I didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. Yeah, I think I would do that too. I wouldn't care. I mean, it doesn't matter if you wear a hat either. I guess the only reason that I would wear a hat, like say Anthony does, you know what I mean, when he does it, it's just easier. You're going to work every day, you throw the hat on, you don't have to shave your head constantly. You know what I mean? That would be a pain in the ass to have to constantly shave your head. You know, adding to your
daily chores.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they got that nice little thing now.
Yeah, that one that you hold in your palm.
Yeah, I got one. It's junk though. I got to get a good one.
Oh, you got to spend the money on them?
Yeah.
The one you got doesn't work?
It does, but I got to like take the clippers through it first. You know
or you got to keep up with it.
Yeah, and I ain't doing it.
Yeah, you got to do it like every other day or something, right?
I ain't doing that shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I would just wear a hat and let it grow out. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I would be just like Anthony. I'd do the same. And not because I was trying to hide being bald. It would just so I didn't have to shave my head. That's all. The only reason I would do it, I think. I don't know if that's... I don't know if that's fun or not. Like, you know what I mean?
Fun?
Yeah.
What, shaving your head every day? No,
yeah, it doesn't sound like it would.
I tried to do it like every day and it didn't work. I was like, man, screw this shit.
You were trying to do it every day?
Yeah, I was trying to keep it clean and shave it all the time. It was like maybe 2 weeks, and I said, yeah, I ain't doing this shit no more.
So I think the government's trying to set us up again. Here's my next conspiracy that I got.
Oh, now you're the one.
Well, this one isn't like some conspiracy that's out there, but I heard that they're proposing a 28th Amendment right now. Like right now, they're trying to propose it, and it's called a Continuity in Government Amendment.
What is it about?
Basically, it gives them the right to install congressmen if like 100 congressmen were shot at one time, Congress or Senate were shot at one time.
Is that like a planning ahead of time?
That's what it seems like, right?
Golly.
Doesn't it seem that way?
Well, yeah, I'd be like, hell no. Period. No.
Like you can't do it without voting, or you wouldn't have to vote. They could just install them.
No, hell no.
That's scary, dude. Why would anybody do that? Why would anybody do that? I mean, just insinuating it that, like,
right.
You know what I mean? That 100 of them, if this
happened to happen,
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
They're speaking it into existence, kind of.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's literally happening. That's literally that's been proposed.
Yeah, I bet it has.
That's a conspiracy. I'm sorry, it is.
I'm sure you got more. What else you got?
Did you know that 40% of the American money was printed in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I did hear that a bunch of times, yeah.
That's crazy. And it makes sense. I've been dealing with that. It feels like it's all been printed in the last 4 years. Because I've been dealing with these money that can't...
New bills?
Yeah, you can't get them apart, and they won't go through the counter. You can't separate them. They're sticking together because they're like so crisp and...
New and...
Yeah.
Probably made with cheaper paper. I'm just kidding.
I don't know, man. That's like something they have to take so much effort into that, like trying to stop them from counterfeiting it and this and that.
Man, they counterfeit them. Remember when they came out with them stripes and they was like, oh, this is harder to counterfeit. They had counterfeit probably that week.
Yeah, they say American money is the most counterfeited in the world. But I think that everything's based on the American dollar right now, so that would make sense. I don't know with that. What's that other one that they're trying to do, BRICS or whatever? They might start counterfeiting that next.
Yeah, that's that other currency they're trying to start.
I think it's already started, actually. But they're trying to base economy on it. That's what they want to base economy on. See, that I didn't realize that everything's based on the American dollar. I didn't realize that. Johnny, that's not true. They take them because that's where I pull them out of, and I can't separate them from. He said the carburetor crack machine won't take them. No, it takes them because I can't get the damn things apart when they're coming out of here. I'm trying to count them, and it just doesn't work. Sometimes I got to run them through that machine, that counter, like 4 times.
Hey, and then
and crinkle them up.
You ever get? I don't know. Like, if you put a 20 in the machine and you had 2 of them stuck together, would it take both of them?
In the counter?
In the machine, like for the pull tab.
I don't know. I hope so. I don't know. I really don't know. I know there's a flaw to it when it goes through the counter for sure. It like fluffs and stops and throws one, and it just like messes up for sure when you go through.
I'm just wondering if you put it in the machine and they were stuck together. Because there's times where I got an extra 20 because they were stuck together.
Oh yeah,
and I probably from here gave them away the same way. Probably.
I hope you gave them back to me.
Yeah,
that's probably where you got them from.
I hope so.
But I mean, when I look at that why is it printed? Why are we printed 40% of the money in the last recently? Why is that?
Because it ain't worth as much. That's why.
We're just printing it, right? We're just straight printing money. This is the reason I find that to be. I guess this is my point. I guess maybe you're not understanding. Isn't everybody using credit cards and stuff? Wouldn't we be printing the least amount of money right now?
Mm-mm.
I mean, everybody's using debit cards and Cash App cards and.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's where it doesn't make sense to me. Why have we printed 40% of the money in a time when nobody's actually using money? They're using cards.
Because they want you to take and use, pull money, and then when they basically taking your money out of your card, and then when they cancel out the dollar bill and just say we're going to credit cards, you just lost a lot of money.
Because if you got your cash, you lose it all.
Yeah.
When they go to that to just only cryptocurrency
or credits, like you're a credit.
They want
how many
that.
Credits you got.
Well, that's what it is. That's what cryptocurrency. That's what they want to do.
Right.
They want to do a one world currency. That's the plan. I think it's not the plan. There's some people's plan is that that's how they want it. Could you imagine, dude? What do you do about side jobs and stuff like that? That would just be screwy.
Trade. It'll be all trade.
Yeah, like
barter.
Barter?
Yeah, just barter.
Well, how's Diddy gonna pay off chicks and stuff like that? I mean, there's not enough bartering in the world.
Well, he ain't gonna. What do you mean chicks? He gonna be with a bunch of
or
dudes.
Guys. Yeah, how's he gonna barter off with guys?
I don't know. 1 baby oil or 2 baby oils.
Did you see that they're saying that there was like a chemical in the courts aren't saying that, but the
conspiracy
interwebs,
theorists?
the interwebs are saying that it's not baby oil, that it's like a chemical in it.
And what is a chemical for?
It I don't know. It's at initials. Like sounds like it's like date rape type shit though.
On the baby oil?
In the baby oil, yeah.
Let me rub your back.
Yeah, so it sounds like something like that.
That's crazy.
But why would you even let a guy rub your back anyways, regardless? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's P. Diddy, you're like, maybe you're starstruck or whatever. But, I mean, I guess if you're a dumb 13-year-old kid,
right. Yeah.
Thinking this is the way of the world, you're not even wrong, actually.
Hey, when you say no Diddy to Diddy, does it make sense? Does it still work?
I don't know. I just got to watch. I got to listen to the rest of that Cat Williams. I've seen the whole thing once, but I want to see the whole thing again. And I'm into it now, but I haven't got to the part where I remember when it first like when I first saw it, I remember what he said. He said, sometimes you got to tell Diddy no. 'Cause, and I'm like, what the hell? Like it threw me for a loop. I'm like, huh? What is he talking about? Yeah, that was like that. So I haven't gotten to that part because that's when it all kind of like he says what he, and it's not real long what he says about Diddy, but he says everybody's going down in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's going to be an Epstein thing.
Yeah, or Weinstein.
Or Weinstein, whatever.
Weinstein, Epstein. Epstein's the one with the island that was doing the stuff. Weinstein's the one that was like dead. Making people's careers by. Right. But Cat Williams said in an interview, he said Weinstein asked if he could suck his dick. He goes, in front of all my people. He goes, and when I got it, and I told him no. He goes, so when I got on the film, he goes, and I seen all these other men in there. I thought, what did they do to get there?
Right. I seen that.
You know what I mean?
They got something with Suge Knight saying something about the egg thing. Did you see that one?
Yeah, something about, yeah.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck was going on?
Yeah, if you couldn't get the egg in there, you ain't put in the work yet?
Yeah, if it busts.
Yeah, you ain't put in the work yet if the egg
get
busts.
Out of here.
But he said that what he was saying with the Weinstein thing, though, that's why I think more like Diddy, because Diddy was making careers. Weinstein was making careers. Epstein was just doing sick, perverted shit with rich other people.
Yeah, but neither one of their shit came out.
Yeah, but Epstein nobody made their career hanging with Epstein. They made their careers with Weinstein.
But what I'm saying is none of the list came out for nobody.
Yeah.
Like, where's all this? You got all this evidence. How long has it been? You know what another thing is? There's kind of like bets going on of how long and how is they going to kill off Diddy.
Oh, and the thing? Yeah, I keep seeing all the things where Hillary Clinton's doing it or something.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton's trying to kill him or something.
Yeah.
Slipping on the floor, I think, or something.
Choking out the chicken.
On the baby oil. He's going to slip on some baby oil on the floor.
The chicken one was funny. I don't know. We might have him choke on a chicken.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, with that whole thing, because they already said he's on suicide watch.
That's how the other dude was, too.
Yeah, but you know what? If I'm him, I'd probably do that, too. Fuck it.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't. If I did all that shit and it's about to come out light, I'd probably just off myself.
No, because listen, he's gay. He's going to prison.
Oh, yeah.
That's different. That's a little different.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He could be like, huh.
Yeah. He's going to the freak of all freak offs.
He's just going to his step up from his other party.
Without baby oil, though.
I think he could get it.
What happens to all his money then, though? Like if that goes down, what happens? Because I think his kids are involved too. Like
they're gonna take it. Government's gonna split it up between each other, and that's all. What money? That's what they're gonna say. What money? There was no money. We didn't find no money.
Well, I mean, I don't know how that works. Like
that new $5 million boat I got, that had nothing to do with that. I was getting that before that.
Yeah. I already put the payment down.
Yeah, put the payment down.
I mean, how does that work? I mean, if you're that, like, I would think you would take that money, right? I think you have the right to take that money.
Who? The government?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, not to take it, not to the government, but I would say seize it and give it to victims, maybe.
Oh, that's a lot.
Split it up between victims, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would think so. Why not?
Yeah, I don't think I'd let it float where it is.
Yeah, I don't think he gets to keep it. I think you give it to his victims.
I think all of the rights for all that music goes to the people the artists. I think that goes to the artists. The money goes to the victims. Shit like that.
Have you listened to any Diddy music since then?
No, I didn't really listen to him before. Like if it came on the radio or whatever, I'd listen to it, but I didn't.
Seems like it would feel dirty to listen to it now, right?
Yeah, like R. Kelly.
Yeah, I don't listen to R. Kelly no more either. That's true too. Yeah,
that's a shame too because he was a shit.
Yeah, he was good. Why is it that all these I can't figure out why all these fucking famous people and artists and musicians, why are they all so freaking weird, dude? Mm-hmm. Like, why are they like so like? Why? It seems like so many are gay. Like, why are they just like? Is that like a thing? Like, is it? Is it like when I said something about my one buddy who had success because he was ugly? Is it kind of the same thing? Like they have success because they're not married and they're not dealing with like married life and family and kids and stuff?
I don't know.
Like you know what I'm talking about, right? My one buddy that's a comedian and he's had pretty good success, and I always say it's because he was uglier when he was young, so he couldn't get a girlfriend, so he had time to go. Well, he had to be funny, but he also didn't have like nothing holding him back.
Oh.
You know, he worked at wherever Hilarities or something at the door, and then somebody got him an option to go to Funny Bones of Omaha, and he just could go. He didn't have a girlfriend or a family here. You know what I mean? He could just go. He was a single guy. You know what I mean? So I actually say it worked to his benefit to be an awkward kid when he was young. You know what I mean?
That's kind of not a nice thing to say.
Well, he knows he's ugly.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
I mean, if he doesn't know he's ugly by now, I'm sure somebody's told him, right?
Yeah, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
The beauty's in the eye of the beer holder.
Yeah, that too.
No, nowadays it's different. Girls date ugly guys. I don't know what that is. For some reason, it seems like they just switched over to ugly guys. Like some guys are like really. I mean, I don't know what happened. Somewhere along the way, like some ugly dudes like you start seeing it, and you're like, wow, that girl's way too pretty for that ugly dude. But they must have like a personality or
funny,
something.
Money, funny.
I haven't seen them with money that they're like that. It's like seems
you've
like
never been to Louisiana?
No, I have never been to Louisiana. That's how it is down there.
Oh yeah.
That's the girls are after the money. That's all gold diggers.
Pretty much.
I thought that Louisiana was like all broke poor people.
Nah, towards New Orleans, no, it's not like that. You got the French Quarters and all that. Those people got money.
Those are big money people.
Those are big money people.
Big money people?
Yeah.
Like the people that were setting up Kennedy to get shot?
Probably. The ones that was invited to Diddy parties and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's his name? Who's from Louisiana? One of them is. Is it Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Or was he from Baltimore?
Oh, it's from Louisiana.
Louisiana?
Yeah, Ninth Ward.
What's that?
It's called the Ninth Ward area in there.
Oh, I got you. Does he live there now?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because I thought he was a kid in Baltimore. Doesn't he tell a story where a cop comes in
I thought that was
and
Louisiana.
steps over him or something? I thought it was Baltimore.
Where a cop saved his life, where he snatched him up when he got shot.
Yeah. Well, he shot himself, I think.
Yeah.
I think he was playing with a gun or something when he was a kid or whatever.
Something, I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. Goofiness. But you got anything else you wanted to get into today?
No.
I wanted to talk to the only thing I wanted to bring up is the clam bake. So anybody who wants to come to the clam bake, don't forget to get your clam bake tickets this week. It's next Sunday, October 6th at 1 o'clock. We'll have the half chicken, the corn on the cob. I'm going to get the corn from Fenwick, I think. Or Fenwick, I mean.
Fenwick.
And
I had some last week, too. Oh, my God, that corn's so amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hopefully he still has it. I'm hoping that I get there in time. He told me it's going to be close, but he says that every year it's going to be close. But he knows I want it anyway, so. And I got the half chickens are ordered. I think we're in good shape. Joe, this is the week we're out here from Joe every day.
Yeah.
He's very good about it. I mean, he makes sure everything's going where it's supposed to be going and doing, and he's got everybody where they need to be, and he puts the time and effort in this week, and I mean, he really puts the time in. So the tickets are here that you can get them inside at the inside bar. They have them in there. And then Joe Bennett, if you run into him, he should have some on him, and so should Keith Marsh for anybody who wants to get tickets for next Sunday for the Browns game, the Browns away game. And it's going to be a good time. I'm excited. I love the clam bake. That's my favorite one, I think.
It does. You're really good.
Yeah. Well, I like Joe Bennett. Always does a good job with everything he does.
Just got to do more with him.
More with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is that seafood gets so expensive, and we're just not like. It's hard to get people to come in and spend that kind of money a lot. I mean, they'll come in for events that we have with them and
I'm
stuff.
not saying
but
once
like
a week, but I'm saying more often.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I wish we could sell perch every day. I wish it would sell like it used to, but it just doesn't because the price is too. People can't afford it like that no more, and we can't afford to let it sit there and go bad or whatever. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I wish we could, because I actually enjoy the perch. I never was a perch guy until I got this place. Now I love it.
Oh yeah.
So, all right.
Well, there's a difference too. It's Lake Erie perch.
Lake Erie yellow perch. Yeah, I mean, I never even was into that though. When I just wasn't really my thing. Like, I mean, I've never really been into fish too much when I was younger. Never. Not that I can ever remember being into it.
I always liked fish, but
Did you?
yeah, I didn't go out of my way to go get it. But
Yeah, I'd eat it when we cook it off the, my grandma would cook it when we catch. I ate a lot of white bass when I was a kid, but that was what we would fish for off the pier or whatever. All right, we're getting out of here. And anybody that doesn't know, I'm starting now this week. Last week was the first one. We're doing a podcast with Troy. It's called The Level Podcast, and we're going to be on this week. I don't know if we're going to do when we're going to start doing it live. We can't do it yet live because the page doesn't have enough viewers, the Level Podcast page, for us to go live, so we have to record it and then post it. But I think it's going to be a really good. I think it's going to be good. We got to get. I think this week we accidentally got into too much gospel. We really don't want to get into like the gospel and all that. We just want to talk about stuff just kind of like me and you do, just from his perspective and my perspective. Chris, it's on YouTube. It's called The Level Podcast on YouTube. It's on there, and then it should be showing up any day on Google Podcasts. Now, I've got it set up for that. But when I've searched for it on there, I haven't found it. But if you go to the Level Podcast on Facebook, it's got a link to it where you can go listen to it for sure. So go check that out. And don't forget, if you guys need any heavy equipment, go see Keith Marsh at Marsh Heavy Equipment. All right.
Nice shit.
Get that nice stuff. We're out of here. Make sure you click and subscribe. Peace.